Happy 4th of July, people of YouTube, because 'tis I, the Crimson Assassin, here today to give you guys another anime review. And today, people of YouTube, for this festive 4th of July theme or whatever, I'm going to review to you guys the highly popular new anime by Studio Bones, Boku wa Hero or Boku no Hero Academia, or translated to English, My Hero Academia. Oh boy. So, My Hero Academy takes place in a world where superpowers are normal, and it's very rare for some people to not have said superpowers. Introduced to our main character, Midoriya Izuki, and he was born without a cord, which means that basically he doesn't have a superpower. So it's from then that he just yearns to have a superpower, and this kid gets constantly bullied, he gets constantly shunned, he basically is like the little runt, he's basically like Peter Parker, per se. So anyway, due to a certain incident, he meets up with the All Might, who is this not brand new, but he's like this almighty powerful symbol of peace, as they call him. And they basically meet, and due to this certain incident, which I'm not going to reveal, it's due to this incident that Midoriya gets the opportunity to get his All Might's power, and it's from then on you get the story of Izuki and his road to becoming the greatest hero of all time. If that makes sense to any of you. I know, how I explain stories is pretty weird, but you know what? If you watch the anime, it all makes sense. So people of YouTube, I'm not gonna lie, I've heard countless upon countless things about Boku no Hero Academia. It's the hot new anime of 2016. It's a must-watch. Everyone should watch My Hero Academia. It is one of the best animes of 2016 by far. To some extent, yes, I agree, but to a lot of extents, no, because I felt like this anime was kind of under the category of the hype. Yes, okay, I'm not gonna lie, the hype kind of almost ruined the experience, but you know what? That's not factoring into our review. But point is that I've heard countless things about Boku no Hero Academia, which made me pretty excited, but at the same time very worried. I can't take people's advice, because we might have different tastes and whatnot, but that's besides the point. So like I said, countless things about Boku no Hero Academia. So today, on 4th of July, I thought, why not watch it? I actually started it yesterday and finished it today. And all I have to say about Boku no Hero Academia is this. First things first, I will give credit towards, always my repetitive nature, the animation done by Studio Bones. The same guys who made the animation for Noragami and what was that? Shit. So the Snow White and the white something, I forgot. It's red-haired Snow White or something like that. I forgot the title's name, but anyway, Studio Bones, the guys that made Noragami, they made Boku no Hero Academia. And it's solid, I'm not gonna lie. The animation's very colorful, very awesome, and each individual character design makes each of them stand out from the rest. I absolutely love the animation for this anime, it's solid. Going hand in hand with the animation, as always, it's its action scenes. The action scenes in the anime are also very solid, very fluid, very fast-paced, and very entertaining to watch. Especially when you see All Might in action, because when you see this guy in action, yeah, I wouldn't want to pick a fight with All Might. Let's just put it like that. Hey, that rhymed. The story. Very basic. It's kind of like your cliche origin story. How about like this little runt kid who, who didn't have a quirk, didn't have any superpowers, but yet he was granted this chance by this All Might, the ultra superhero, to be passed on with this power. I mean, it's pretty much kind of cliche and kind of standard fare at this point, but you know what? I'll let it slide, because the story of Boku wa Hero Academy. It's very entertaining because especially there's not just one superhero. No, there's plenty of superheroes around it, and it makes for some of the more interesting, diverse, and entertaining characters. Speaking of the characters, most of the characters I really liked in Boku wa Hero Academies. Some others, we'll get into that. But let's just say some of the characters that I really like, I mentioned him already, but I'll say it again, All Might. This dude is really freaking cool, very badass. I especially like him when he's in this big, huge buff form. You know, he's such an interesting character with an interesting design. You don't really see his eyes. His eyes are like, shaded. And, you know, some of his other body parts are kind of shaded, but you know what? I find that to be one of the most interesting character designs in anime, period. It's very interesting. I do like his design, and his voice is pretty badass. Our main character, Izuku. I actually really liked our main protagonist this time around. Shocking. Izuku not only being probably, again, like a cliche kind of hero starter stereotype, but he is an entertaining hero at that. You actually really empathize and really relate to Izuku and his situation. He really yearns to be the superhero, but yet he can't because he was quirkless, but now he was given this opportunity to get, you know, his own quirk, per se. And it's very nice. I do like his character and his direction that they were going with, and I absolutely love what he was giving and how he was given it to begin with. I especially like his quirk, which is basically like this really super strength, but every time he uses it, you know, his arm gets, you know, broken. He gets broken body parts because he's not used to this power. And that also kind of leads me to my next pro about this anime, were the various quirks around the anime. I actually really enjoyed some of these quirks. Some were very basic and cliche. Like, I remember this one where, like, this girl can become really, really tall, and, like, there was this one who, you know, could breathe in the water, you know, stick on, she's like a frog. And, some were also pretty interesting at that. For example, Bakugo has his ability of explosion. You know, you'll understand why I'm saying, oh, when I say Bakugo, or Kacchan, per se. Yeah, his ability of explosion, very awesome, very unique. There's also this one guy in the anime, which I want to know more about, but he is very interesting. Like, this guy, he has, like, half of him is, like, full of ice, but yeah, half of him is, like, normal. And, like, he could, you know, freeze and then, you know, he could freeze with one hand and, like, you know, heat with another hand. It's very interesting. I like that ability. Not to mention All Might's ability, you know, just a super strength, but you know what, that's already said and done. Yeah, just the various interesting, like, there's one girl who could use gravity as her ability. I found that very unique and very interesting. And yeah, I really enjoy the various quirks in the anime, which makes for some of the more interesting action scenes. So I'm basically talking pretty high and mighty about Boku wa Hero Academia, people. Don't get me wrong, there are issues with it. Now keep in mind, people of YouTube, I already know this, that there will be a second season for Boku no Hero Academia. I apologize, I keep saying wa. But keep in mind, people, this is the anime review of the first season, not the anime review for the entirety in general. So my thoughts about the first season is my thoughts about the first season. So granted, I may have issues with it now, but they could be resolved and they could be fixed by the next season. These issues are also subjected to change when it comes to its next season. So ergo, even though they might be fixed in the second season, I still have a problem with them in the first season. One of the characters that I absolutely did not like, did not care, did not give a flying fuck about was Midoriya's friend, aka, you know, quote-unquote friend, Bakugo, aka how he called him, Kacchan. I fucking hate this guy. Oh my god. Like, throughout the entire anime, people, he just has some freaking pull up his ass the entire time. He is so annoying. He's so damn angry all the time. Like, seriously, imagine the anger of Luffy mixed with the anger of Eren Yeager. Yeah. He's that angry all the time. He always has something to say, and he just has like this colossal titan pull up his ass. Like, holy shit. Every scene you see with Kacchan, or Bakugo, or whatever his fucking name is, he's cringe. He's so cringeworthy. It's just, he just screams all the time. You damn nerd. I hate you. But you know what? I'll give the voice actor credit for the Japanese voice actor. By the way, I know there's an English dub for Boku wa Hero Academy, but the Japanese dub is the one that's completed, so I had to watch a Japanese dub. But the Japanese voice actor who did Bakugo did an outstanding job, because like he just had to scream all the time. But you know what? I bet you he had fun with it all the time. Wow, okay. I just got a notification that the Black Critic guy is doing the same review as I'm doing. Great, I have notifications on him. Yes, I like him a lot, okay? Another issue that I have with Boku wa Hero Academy is the story. The story is very cliche, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably one of the most basic origins kind of stories of any anime period. In fact, if you were to think of cliche origin hero stories, it's kind of almost the same, okay? You know, like I've been mentioning before, the long little kid gets the power by an all. You know, I've already explained it. It's kind of cliche at this point, and it's not seen as a bad thing, but it's still cliche nonetheless. Another issue that I have with Boku wa Hero Academy was its pacing. Some episodes of Boku wa Hero Academia could either be fixed either in one episode, maybe even 3 episodes, but some of these episodes, you know, are like 4, or some of these like arcs are kind of in like 4 to 5 episodes long, especially the last 4 episodes. We'll get into that. But let's just say the pacing is very slow. It will drag on for way too long. Like I mentioned before, some things could have ended in 2 episodes or possibly less. So the pacing, very slow. Very, 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 very slow. Some things that were mentioned in the anime were not addressed. Like, All Might's condition. Like, you know how, like, he was in, you know, we know how, like, how he's, like, this weird, like, you know, old stiff guy, you know, time and time again, and, like, he was in this once battle, and then became him like that, and he will only be a hero for, like, 3 or so hours. They could have kind of explored that just a little bit. Like, that would have been a little more interesting to know what happened with All Might and his condition. Another thing that would have been a little more interesting is to get a background on some of these other characters. For example, there's this girl. I forgot her name, but she has like, the ability of gravity, like the gravity girl that I mentioned. Her power is interesting, yet she doesn't get any character development, getting any screen time, didn't get anything. So I really couldn't care about this character, and it would have been interesting to know her backstory and what she's about. Like I mentioned before, they could fix that in the 2nd season, but it's the 1st season anime review. Get that through your thick little heads, people. So yeah, so some things that were mentioned. Also, the class rep, this guy who's like above honor, has his glasses, has like this power of like super speed and stuff. He has this, you know, you can tell that they were building up to something with him, but yet, like I mentioned before, they didn't really give him the time of day to flesh him out more, you know what I mean? And the last and biggest issue with Boku wa Hero Academia that I had was the last 4 episodes. People of YouTube, I am all for this epic clash of, you know, I'm all for that. But yet, there was no build-up to that epic clash. Like, it just suddenly happens out of nowhere. The last 4 episodes, you know, were basically this huge incident, right? This huge thing that happened. I can't reveal it, but it was this huge thing. And, you know, the heroes were kind of, you know, had to defend for themselves, okay? And there was absolutely no build-up. There was no hint to this. There was absolutely nothing to these last 4 episodes. I felt like what they did was that the anime didn't have that much action. It was only 13 episodes, so they didn't have that much action to begin with. So they had to cram in more action scenes and different characters, our new villain characters. It was so out of place, and like I said before, there was no build-up to this freaking climax. There was nothing. Absolute no build-up to it, ergo, you know what happened, it just happens, and then he's just like, well, okay, sure, we'll go with that. It just happens out of left field. No one knew what was happening. Now you could say, oh, but you see, that adds, for like the dramatic irony or situation, some shit like that. Okay, but you gotta give me some little hint that this thing was gonna happen. And plus, what they were doing with that whole 4 episodes was not explained, was not fully explored, and ergo, what happened in those last 4 episodes didn't make any freaking sense. It just happens. And you don't know what the fuck, who were these guys? Why did they go after him? What do they have against All Might? We need questions. I mentioned before, there's a 2nd season coming out. Maybe they could fix it. Maybe not. Who knows? But you know what? If they do fix these issues, albeit Boku wa Hero Academia, yeah. So all in all, people of YouTube, I don't hate Boku wa Hero Academia. Boku no Hero Academia, I'm sorry. I don't hate it. There's just a lot of issues with it. And I know people we're gonna have a different opinions because this is the hot new anime. When people talk shit about the hot new anime, they get fucking, they become Bakugo. They have something up their ass about something. But anyway, people of YouTube, that's gonna wrap this review up. I'm going to give Boku no Hero Academia, or fuck it, My Hero Academia, I'm gonna call that from now on, a solid 8 out of 10. I do think it's a solid anime. I do think it's a good watch. It's definitely entertaining. Is it, as what people expected it to be? For me, no. But it's still entertaining to watch. And I do recommend you kind of watch Boku no Hero Academy. I said it right that time. I do recommend you go watch Boku no Hero Academy. It's pretty entertaining. It does have an English dub for all you dub lovers, done by Funimation. Although, at the time of me recording this review, their English dub is not fully finished. But there is an English dub out there, so obviously, it's going to be finished at some point. And again, the 2nd season is going to come out hopefully soon, so good. So I can't wait to see another season of Boku no Hero Academia. It's definitely interesting, but yet the hype kind of almost ruined the experience for me because I've heard so many things about the anime. I'm just gonna wrap this video up for real this time, people of YouTube. So anyway, have a happy 4th of July, and until then, people of YouTube, this is the Crimson Assassin signing out. Peace, YouTube.